What if I told you some of the most unique movie experiences ever made are the ones most people completely ignore? Not every great movie is a blockbuster. Some movies are so different that they stay in your head for years. If you're tired of watching the same types of movie again and again, this list is for you. Number 1. Kick-Ass. This movie follows Dave, an ordinary teenager who is obsessed with comic books and suddenly decides to wear a costume and fight criminals without any powers, training, or common sense. Sounds stupid, right? That's exactly why this movie works so well. Instead of treating superheroes like perfect gods, this movie shows how messy and painful it will actually be in real life. But the biggest surprise is how insane the action gets. The movie suddenly shifts from awkward comedy to brutal action sequences and balances both perfectly. Before the dark superhero satire became common with shows like The Boys, the movie was already doing it years before. You should watch this movie because it feels fresh even today. Number 2. Shaun of the Dead. If you haven't experienced the world of Three Flavors Cornetto trilogy by Edgar Wright, you're missing out on peak British humor. The movie stars Simon Pegg and Nick Frost as two lazy friends whose boring life suddenly turns into chaos during a zombie outbreak. But unlike most zombie movies, the movie mixes horror and comedy in such a natural way that it feels completely different. What makes this movie special is its creativity. Even small scenes are edited in a smart and funny way. And the best part, the movie is actually emotional too. Under all the jokes and zombie madness, there is a surprisingly heartfelt story because Shaun just wants to get his girlfriend back and reconcile with his mom. That's why even if you don't like horror movies, there is high chance you will still enjoy this. Number 3. 12 Monkeys. 12 Monkey is one of the most mind-bending sci-fi thrillers ever made. The movie follows a prisoner from future where humanity has been destroyed by a deadly virus. He is sent back in time to gather information about the outbreak, possibly stop the disaster before it happens. But things quickly become confusing as the line between reality and madness slowly starts to blur. What makes this movie so fascinating is its atmosphere. Everything feels strange, uncomfortable, and chaotic in the best way possible, and Brad Pitt's performance is absolutely unforgettable. The deeper you go into the movie, the more invested you become. And honestly, if you are loving the movie, I highly recommend checking out the TV adaptation too. 12 Monkeys is seriously one of the most underrated sci-fi series out there. It expands the concept in a really satisfying way. If you are enjoying the list so far, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe because I genuinely love talking about underrated movies and hidden gems like this. And comment below what is the most underrated movie you have ever watched, and also share this list with your friends who have similar taste in movies. Number 4. Karthik Calling Karthik. Bollywood has made many thrillers, but Karthik Calling Karthik feels very different from typical mainstream Hindi movies. The story follows Karthik, a shy and insecure man whose life is basically falling apart. He struggles at work, lacks confidence, and feels invisible to everyone around him. But one day, he starts receiving mysterious phone calls from someone who claims to know everything about him, and that's when his life slowly begins to change. The movie builds tension in a very smart way. Instead of relying on loud action or jump scares, it creates suspense through mystery. What makes this movie underrated is how relatable the main character feels. A lot of people connect with Karthik's loneliness and self-doubt, and the less you know before watching it, the better the experience becomes. Number 5. Napoleon Dynamite. Some movies become a cult classic because of action and crazy twist. Napoleon became iconic simply because how weird and awkward it is. The movie follows Napoleon, an extremely awkward teenager living in a small town of Preston with his family and equally strange friends. And that's basically the plot. And somehow it works perfectly. The comedy doesn't come from huge jokes or dramatic moments. Instead, it comes from awkward conversation, random situations, and bizarre personalities of the characters. There is honestly nothing else that feels exactly like it. The dialogue became insanely popular online, as many scenes turned into memes years before meme culture was even massive. And honestly, the dance scene alone is legendary enough for you to watch this movie. Number 6. Oldboy. Okay, this movie is probably the most disturbing and shocking movie on the list, and it's often considered the greatest revenge thriller ever made. The story follows a man who suddenly gets kidnapped and locked away for many years without knowing why. And one day he is unexpectedly released back into society and given a chance to discover the truth behind everything that happened to him. That's all I'm gonna say. Because this movie is something you should experience first with zero spoilers. The reason this movie became so respected is because of its storytelling and emotional impact. And of course, the twist. Yeah, the movie has most unforgettable twist in cinema history. Even years later, people still talk about it. And seriously, if you're someone who has watched this movie, please comment down your first reaction after the twist. If you're someone who is going to watch this movie after my recommendation, please come back and comment down your first thoughts because I genuinely want to know how people process this movie after finishing it. Number 7. Project X. If chaos was turned into a movie, it will be Project X. The movie follows a group of teenagers trying to throw a small birthday party to become popular at school, but things quickly spiral completely out of control as more and more people show up, turning the night into absolute madness. The movie is shot in found footage style, which makes everything feels strangely realistic, and the style adds so much energy to the experience that you feel you're actually there. What makes this movie even crazier is the fact that it was inspired by real party incidents that happened in Australia. But beyond the chaos, the technical side of the movie is actually very impressive. The cinematography, sound design, the pacing during the massive party scene are genuinely well done, especially the song Heads Will Roll, and the movie is perfectly placed and edited. It's one of the best party songs ever. So yeah, these are some of the most underrated and unconventional hidden gems movies that deserve way more attention. Comment below which movie are you adding next to your watch list. And if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, subscribe and share this video with your friends with similar taste. I will see you in the next one. It's your boy Random AF signing off.